Hurricane Michael, for those of us along the Gulf Coast, will never forget. For survivors, the federal help is slow to come. Michael is becoming a forgotten storm.
One of our reporters, Megan Gannon, was raised in the area that became Ground Zero, Port St. Joe. She watched in tears as her childhood home was destroyed. Tonight, Megan takes us on a personal and painful walk down memory lane.
Hurricane Michael left an everlasting mark along Florida's forgotten coast in my hometown of Port St. Joe. I've chronicled the comeback of this small coastal community, everything from the emotional moments
I'm determined to not let them be forgotten
to the moments that deserve to be celebrated. This is kind of a little bit of a beacon of hope for people here in Port St. Joe to see a house now be built from the ground up. And now you get to hear from my community in their own words what the last 6 months have been like.
We were not prepared for what we saw.
Paula Pickett and her family are lifelong residents of Port St. Joe, and like so many, Hurricane Michael would crush their homes.
We had 12 homes, and out of those homes, 4 of them were completely gone, just slabs left. Since then, 2 will have been torn down, and all of them received, like this home, damage that made them unlivable. We had 1 home that was spared, and that's where my daughter and her family are living now in Weewahitchka.
The devastation, even half a year later, is still hard to comprehend.
You have to take it one day at a time, because if you look at the big picture, it's overwhelming.
But this Port St. Joe community knows how to rally together and celebrate the little things when they can. Like a night of live music and fellowship to help bring some sense of normalcy to an area that has looked anything but normal since October 10th.
I think everybody in November and December was sort of pumped and ready to rebuild, and we're going to do fine. And January, February were sort of low points.
It's been difficult, but this comeback is happening slowly but surely.
It's nice to see the businesses opening back up in town, the restaurants and the stores and everything else. Everybody celebrates each time one comes up, but we also have heartache every time a house got demolished. But we're making it.
You can hear and feel it. Something new is on the horizon for Port St. Joe.
We've made such progress to get to where we are, and now we're at the place where you can just start to see some rebuilding happen.
This town is still here and will be for years to come.
We're here. We're going to be here, and we're going to stay here. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be right here.
In Port St. Joe, Florida, Megan Gannon, NBC 15 News.
And there is more good news tonight. The Gulf County Tourist Development Council says Port St. Joe has been filled with visitors all during spring, and they are hoping that momentum continues throughout the summer. In some areas, Hurricane Michael created a threat that continues to increase every day, however, a high risk of wildfires. In our series, The Forgotten Storm, we're investigating the threat that could rival last year's devastating California fires. That's tonight on NBC 15 News at 10.